Hey everybody, we are back for D&D yet again, and we are one person short. Our noble turtle had some stuff going on tonight, came up for the last minute, so uh, he will be with us in spirit and also with us as one of the millions of NPCs that Johnny has to run tonight. Yeah. So if you just to get you up to speed on where we're at, there's this terrible thing called the Vanishing. Really, if you don't know what's going on with it, like I don't know what to tell you at this point. But it's a terrible thing that
They may have forgotten.
yeah, you've probably been vanished. That makes everyone forget all about who they are. And there's a cult that's apparently trying to make this happen for the entire world. We don't really. I mean, we know maybe less than ever. um, but last time we finally got Nagamini to Moongate to find out kind of what if we released her from her curse, what she could tell us. There was some kind of like shadow demon thing flying over the city that apparently has been following the Farron around for a very long time. And then he sort of showed up as a like kind of vagabond looking human guy and sent his minions running all over the city and then jumped through a portal as we were about to deal with him. So
Deal with them.
yeah, we'll deal with him at some point. The Farron and Sev ran into some old friends and kind of sent them off to see if they could deal with the henchmen who were running around the city while they caught up with the rest of the party at the Moongate. We found out a whole lot of stuff about the Vanishing, that it affects basically everybody, apparently including the followers of Shar, which we didn't know before. So they're just blanket. Everyone gets it. We don't care who you are. There's maybe also a suggestion that we might not actually be able to cure it, that it's kind of like a disease and we can stop the spread, but if you got it, you got it. So we don't know. Maybe that's a maybe. And apparently that giant brain was actually important, so that was good that we stopped that. And apparently the Vanishing is also changing and nobody really understands how. So the followers of Shar might have just let this thing loose into the world to see what happens, I guess. Don't really know. Yeah. And don't really know like what is going to happen with it. So after we found all that out, we decided to go back to the Citadel. Vale decided he would escort Nagamini home. Gus tried to intervene. There was a tent that popped up in the street, I think. I don't know what happened. Like, a lot of crazy stuff happened. And Vale escorted her to an alley and made sure that she stayed there. And then caught up with the rest of us back at the castle. We asked around for Efilas. Nobody really knows where he is. He's somewhere in hiding. He hasn't sent us a message. They said we could sleep in the barracks. So most of us went to sleep in the barracks. The Farron went up to the wall to keep an eye on the impending battle. And we waited for dawn to approach. And that's where we are.
Trying to get a long rest.
Yes.
Trying to get a long rest.
Yep.
You don't need a long rest, though.
I mean, I'm happy with
a short rest. I could use a short rest to start. If I can get that.
Really just as good.
Yeah, actually it is.
Nope. No, it's
Some of us are going to be happy, and some of us may not be.
Some of us are going to be angry that we can't get angry.
Going for so long.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I like to think like the episode like could begin with like kind of an overhead shot of the city, you know, and in the distance, the far distance, you know, armies are slowly moving, you know, still mostly east and west, but and then we kind of like pan in on the Farron, you know, sitting atop this wall, just watching and resting all at once. However he does that. And soldiers are moving by him, you know, orders are being called out. The sky to the east I think I actually made my world backwards where it actually the sun sets.
Yeah, he did.
I did, yeah. So to the west, yeah, thank you. Yeah, to the west, the sky is lightening. It is still that gray, but it is getting lighter. And about that time, as the Farron is finishing up his hour of a short rest, a soldier who, as I said, a lot of them have been running back and forth past them. One runs, but doesn't run past him, runs up to him and stops and says, excuse me, sir, there's a fella here to see you. And, well, there's a fella here to see you.
The Farron looks out at the horizon and then over his shoulder at the sky, and says, "Yes, who?"
And
Where?
he turns around and he points, and
You see a guy who looks like this guy. He doesn't have the swords out right now.
That's good.
They're on his back. And yeah, he kind of walking up the wall behind the soldier. So you are the Farron?
I am him who sent you.
This Storm Raven said if I could find you and bring you
The Farron relaxes a little bit.
bring you to the barracks, then that would be helpful. He's running woefully short on couriers to run messages just at the moment. And well, I was hoping I could help in some way. Seems like you and your companions, from what I overheard when you were at Moongate, are trying to do what you can to defend the people of the city.
We are.
Well, if I can lend a hand, I'm happy to do so.
We'll see if you can do that. So let's go to the barracks.
Lead the way.
To the sleeping quarters, where Wigbet and Vale lay.
okay. And so as this is going on, the others of you get a short rest in, and as the short rest period is coming to a close,
So should we roll hit dice? That's an important question.
yeah, you can roll hit dice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're
Like,
gonna need to.
yeah, you get so whatever you get from a short rest, you will get it. You get an hour.
Good.
Oh man.
So yeah, if you need to take a second here and roll some dice or click on some buttons or whatever, before I proceed, I'll let you do that.
I'm gonna have to do a few of these.
Man. Wow.
There you go.
I might not have to do as many of these as I thought, but I'm still gonna have to do at least one more.
I want to point out to everybody watching how stout Vale is. That's a big Constitution modifier for a
Yeah, it is.
I also want to point out that Mike just rolled a 7 out of 8.
That's pretty good.
I was impressed.
Well, I guess anyone would notice that Vale put on that nice amulet at some point.
That's what I was
He doesn't look that stout, but he always seems to be in good health.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the key is you have to give all your magic items to an NPC or a PC who becomes an NPC, and just make sure that NPC comes back as a PC.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's just that way. They're probably safe for a while.
Right. That's right.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, they're for safekeeping, safe deposit box.
It really is. I mean, how many times have one of our PC NPCs died off screen? Not often.
No.
So I think that is actually a safe way to keep magic items.
Yep.
All right. So as you're waking up and
Oh, for crying
feeling,
out loud.
that's more like that balances out that.
Good, you got hit like that. You got hit
Hey,
Feast and famine.
As you're, well, so I guess I would say like, you were trying to get a long rest, but after the short rest period, which for you're kind of thinking, I'm just going to keep resting here. But Wigbet, you are awakened from your slumber, and you hear a voice in your head, and you recognize the sender. It is Efilas.
That's good news.
Yeah. Assuming your intelligence is above 1, which I believe it is, at least right now, until
It is at the moment.
more intellect devoured. Yeah.
But yeah.
But you hear, and it says, Palace now, urgent, front entrance, third hallway from right, 57 paces, turn right, 14 paces, turn left, 18 paces, turn left, walk straight quickly.
What? What?
just do that.
Yeah, you remember that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like very much in character. Oh wow. All right. Guys, wake up. Efilas needs us.
What time is it?
Too early.
Why are we awake then?
He needs us now.
Can't he have it later?
He said now.
Fine. They'll get up and get himself ready, and I guess there's not much for that. He's ready.
I'll drag myself out and grab a few things and grab my sack of jawbones and you other necessities.
Yeah.
And then I'll is the robot moving?
So as you're like, you're gathering your things, you see Gus is over there, like standing beside Sev, and he's you heard Gus talking to Sev, but he didn't make anything of it because Gus tends to talk a lot. But like, he looks over, he's like, hey, the mechanical man isn't moving. And y'all look at Sev, and he's standing kind of by the entrance to the barracks area that you're in, and he's standing there just as he was when y'all started your rest, and he's standing there. And I don't know if Josh wants to provide more input to like what he looks like as he's standing.
Yeah, so he's in that same posture exactly, but the only difference is that his eyes have gone dim.
Oh.
His eyes went out.
I'll look closely and bang on his head a little bit.
Yep. And it's just,
crack with like a.
yep, and he just doesn't move, just completely still.
I'll look around for like a switch or something.
And Gus is like poking him.
Oh yeah. Poke and prod.
Yep.
I'm sure he'd probably try to scare him awake.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, everything you do, he's just completely inert. He's like a statue, basically, right now.
Ooh. Sev.
I am not dragging him.
Yeah, he's pretty heavy.
He is heavy.
Can you hear me in there? Tap on his head a few more times.
I don't think he's awake.
Don't have time for this. I guess we'll come back and maybe get him. You ready, Gus?
Yeah, and so as they're all like gathering and like, are you ready? About that time, the Farron and this other figure, as you're like in the doorway, like come down and show up.
And on the way, I'm going to ask him if he is intending to fight with us or if he is just joining us for this battle.
the next
No.
12 hours. Is that what you're suggesting?
Next 12-hour character.
Well, we'll see what this morning brings. But I have no place that will miss me if I'm gone. I could say.
So you're no acolyte of saloon or anything like that.
No.
You don't belong to the church here.
No.
And what is your name?
My name is Javos.
Javos.
Yes. Javos Nightstone. But Javos
And you are from
is fine.
here? You are from where?
No, I'm not from here. I came here on a ship. Well, most of the way on a ship. I had to swim the last little bit.
What happened?
Well, most of everybody else didn't make it. We were
The ship go down?
we were beset at sea.
Do you know who attacked you?
Yes.
But I don't want to talk about it.
Pirates.
Story for another time.
Pirates. Yes. I will tell you the tale someday if we live through this.
Okay, let's do that first. Let us live.
I would like to.
And once we do that, then we can find out this story.
Yes, whatever this is that's come to this place, it's well, if we can rid these people of it, then we'll have done something good.
Yes. Yeah, if we can defeat this army, then we'll have done something good. If we have to fight this army, then we'll have done something terrible.
As you and you get to the gate, and the guards so they see the Farron, and they immediately kind of step aside, and then they see Javos coming with the Farron, and they're all kind of looking at him like, But the Farron, you recognize there's a moment of recognition there, like, I've seen this guy before, and so they, after a moment of like, they kind of step aside as well, and as y'all are like having a conversation, clearly y'all are together. They step aside and y'all come on in and head towards the barracks.
Um,
And so you get to the barracks as everybody's kind of congregating in the door. And so, yeah, you get there and you can see they're sort of like looking at Sev for the moment. He's just standing there. And by the time you hear Wigbet say, well, we don't have time for this right now. Maybe we'll come back and get him.
Turn and see the friend. You know how to get this guy back on?
I'll do a what check?
Roll a 20-sided die and hope for
Engineering?
Yeah, engineering.
Yeah, engineering check.
I think it would probably be
Medicine?
Oh, no,
Not really.
definitely not
I
medicine.
mean,
he's not a Baron. He's not a Baron though. He's
Arcana.
unique.
I assume there's some magical component to it.
Is a soul in there? That's really what we were wondering. We don't.
Yeah, I guess it is Arcana because this is the game of 12 skills, so I guess it is Arcana.
All right.
Good roll. Yeah.
Turn him on. Perfect.
All right, well, here we go.
Josh, what's wrong with that?
So I mean,
Because this is like the knowledge roll. Like this is the what's wrong with him roll.
yeah. So it seems like he does not have enough. Whatever it is that animates him, that you would assume. I mean, I guess, recharges when he's inert, doesn't seem to have recharged. And he doesn't have enough of whatever that is, it appears, to become active.
So his batteries had just failed, and then they got shooken a little bit and worked for a day, and then the batteries just don't work anymore. Is that?
Yeah, I think
Somebody took the two out,
right.
you flip them around, sometimes you get
What
a
is
little
the Tower of
extra.
Magic called?
What's what?
What is the Tower of Magic called here?
The Arcane Association.
Yeah. Sev needs to be taken to the Arcane Association so that they can reanimate him. He has no internal power.
But apparently that is going to have to be someone else's problem because Efilas has called us to the palace.
Well, yeah.
You're actually just in time.
Javos got me off the wall for this purpose, I guess.
He looks to the elf. I suppose you are Javos.
Yes, that is me.
Well, I guess we are just collecting people now.
We are collectors.
What? Who is this? Who are you?
Javos.
Javos, he'll be fighting with us against this army.
What, are you a soldier? What? You look a bit.
Well, I'm not a soldier, I suppose. I'm not part of their army, but I overheard you and your companions at Moongate, and it sounded like you were unlike the people there. You know, no disrespect, but sounded like you were actually willing to step out and do something, try to help the people in the city, and I thought perhaps I could make my way here and help out if I can.
Yeah, very good. And why is it that you care for this city so much? You live here.
I do not live here. No. I came here hoping to find some information I've been looking for a long time.
You've been vanished.
I was
This is interesting.
following a lead, I guess you could say.
That I can understand.
You've been vanished.
No, I haven't.
Then why would?
Some
Are you
people
spying on us?
knowledge, Wigbet.
No, I
Some
was,
people find it and then wish they had.
no, I wasn't spying on you. I was at Moongate following up on this lead and hoping they would be of some help. They are not the most forthcoming.
No.
This is true. We should be away. We shouldn't keep Efilas waiting.
Agreed.
So let's walk and talk.
The palace. One of the floors in some of the hallways.
Don't worry, he's got it.
He's got it. It's in here. It's steel trap. It's there.
I mean,
Somebody write down things.
I woke me up. I was still asleep for half the message. But he's in the palace. I remember that part very well. And I think it was, there was a hall. Well, first there was a floor. Maybe it was third floor. I don't know. And then there was a hallway, and then you turn it was either a left or right. And then it was like 13.
A very specific number of steps.
Just for fun. Just for fun. Roll an intelligence check.
And then a 40.
40.
40 something.
They all asleep.
40.
And then there's like a third door on the right. Yeah. You want me to roll intelligence?
Yeah.
All right. Not save, just intelligence.
Wigbet's tired. Oh, what is that? Look at that.
Hold on. Hold on.
Always clutch.
Should I be at disadvantage at this point
No.
from exhaustion?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not exhausted.
Because
No.
we're still within a long rest. Like technically, we have an hour before the long rest gets broken. As long as we don't start fighting or anything or doing anything.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Definitely.
right. You know what? I just went savant mode when I woke up, and I remember how much.
Yeah.
You have a thing with numbers. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you are the team scholar, so you got words and numbers and everything in your head. You just,
I don't actually remember it in terms of numbers. I remember it in terms of prophecy. Like my brain now just functions and I just like images of prophecy, and I just see pathways.
Yeah.
All incoming information just gets turned into prophecy form.
You're like, I don't remember it yet.
Beautiful mind.
Yeah, beautiful mind. That's exactly right.
You know what? The thing we're gonna find out someday is that Wigbet actually wrote the prophecy in the future. Figured out how to send it back so we would know what's happening.
It's the diagram.
So you go to the front of the palace, and there's a vegetable there as you walk in, and of course there's some guards here. They don't really pay you much mind. The vegetable hallway there's it's like there's sort of like a semicircle shape, and there's like 7 different hallways off of this. But you remember, you go through the front entrance, which you just did. 3rd hallway from the right.
I got a 3 right. I heard a number. Yep.
And as you head to like the 3rd hallway, you notice as you get
There's
closer.
7 pages of the prophecy, right?
Uh-oh.
Hold on. There's 6 pages.
See,
Oh man.
But I have a 7 pages. I've had.
You guys should have met Gore's tag.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad you remember which one it was, because I was not ready to be like, all right, we go clockwise down each hallway until we find the right one.
No. You would just say Wigbet, pick one.
Point to the right one. Yep.
yeah, we were just saying, Efilas knew this time just to save the step. He was just like, I'm just going to tell Wigbet without having, because he would choose it right anyway. But
Yep.
just. But as you go through the 3rd hallway, you do notice, like in the other hallways, they're all shrouded in fog. And you all, well, everybody but Javos can like see through the fog essentially, but to Javos it looks like all fog.
Is it normally like that in here?
I've never been in here.
That's
The protection spell.
Or I guess, do we have to come through here to get to the... Okay.
Yeah, and so y'all actually the last time the only time y'all been in here, there was no fog in any of these hallways. Y'all came in the front vegetable area and y'all went down another hallway, and there was no fog that you saw.
No, that is new.
well, it's a thing Efilas does to protect himself and things around him.
It is also my 2nd time here, so perhaps that is just what happens in the morning.
And can we tell that Javos is a bit more bothered by it?
I mean, just sort of thinks it's weird. Like,
It is.
it's not usually foggy inside castles as far as I know.
Not without an evil wizard.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you enter the 3rd hallway, and I'm assuming if Javos is in the rear, he may get lost, but assuming y'all recognize that Javos can't really actually see in this stuff.
We'll be behind him and help him.
Okay. Yeah. But so you walk in, and there's a hallway, and there's like, as you proceed, Wigbet remembers 57 paces and turn right.
I was not right. I thought it was 47. Oh wait, maybe it's 57. All right.
Well, you go 47 and there's nothing there.
Just a
So
wall.
you're like, maybe it's 57.
Oh,
It's a
that's
wall.
right. There it
Then you go
is.
57. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. But you do pass several doors as you're going down this hallway. And again, the whole hallway is just shrouded in, fog. You go 57 paces. And when you take the 57th step, you hit an intersection.
There we go.
And you remember turn right from here.
Of course.
So you turn right, and then you remember 14 paces.
Oh, I was off by 1.
What were you thinking, 13 or 15?
13. I was thinking 13.
Well, again, you get to 13 and like there's nothing there, but you
But
can
if I
see
take
at
another
14
step.
space, there's a left turn there.
No, he just took longer strides than he normally does. He's so excited. So really, it's only 13 for him.
Right. Like if Prince Alatia was here, everything would be off because his strides would be so long. That he'd be like, it would just screw everything up. You know? But yeah, so you go 14 paces, you turn left, and you follow that for 18 paces. I don't know how
didn't
close.
remember that one.
Oh, I didn't remember that one at all. But after 18 paces, you stop at 18 paces, anticipating to turn left, and you don't see, like, the only thing you see is the hallway continues, and then there's a wall on both sides of you. But you clearly remember with your beautiful mind there that it said 18 paces turn left.
I'm losing it.
Password.
I must have screwed up. Or
And where Wigbet thinks there's a door.
Say again.
I put my hand where Wigbet thinks there's a door.
It's not a door, but it's also not a wall.
It's not there.
Huh?
I walk through.
It's a portal.
Yes, you see the bear like kind of walk through the wall, and you can see him as he passes through the wall. And it's clearly just like some kind of illusionary magic. But yeah, he walks through the wall. Okay.
Bill shrugs and continues to push Javos through the wall.
You trust the one who made this? Okay.
Because I assume he still can't see anything.
No, he can't see anything.
Oh, that's
so
right.
as far as he's concerned.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Through the wall. He doesn't need to know.
No. I'm sure this will be fine.
Yeah. I mean, if you stop, then I'll know it's a wall.
Right.
So Wigbet found it and he's the last one through. Is that what happened?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I think Wigbet came in after you.
I think I
right?
followed you. Yeah, I followed you in.
He was like, "Oh, okay," and then he would walk through. So yeah, you pass through the wall, and so you're in a short passageway, still foggy. The thing that this is gonna be interesting is that three of you notice that it also has a kind of a rancid, nauseating smell in here. And as Javos steps through, he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
It is against poison, if that matters for you. I don't know if that matters or not.
I don't know. Does it? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know if you.
He's 12-ish.
Oops.
I don't know anything
I
about
didn't mean to do
these,
that with advantage.
Well, both of them are good rolls.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Whoops.
There you go. Yeah, so like you step in this hallway and this like nauseating rancid smell almost kind of overtakes you, but you like you cough it away a little bit, and you're able to proceed through this stinking cloud of mess. And again, the other three, you notice it. I mean, you smell it, and Gus too. The four of you,
Right.
but you pass through it, and so you follow this short passageway, and then as you get close enough, you can see that there's another wall ahead, and then you all see like the wall animate, and you hear a voice say, "Leave whence you came and forget you know it." And then again, Javos, because you playing the new guy. So as an elf, are you immune to charm, or do you have advantage on charm?
That's what I'm just looking up because apparently I forgot to copy all this stuff down. Yeah. Advantage against being charmed.
That you can't be put to sleep.
And I can't be put to sleep, yeah. By
That's right,
by
that's right.
magic, anyway.
Right.
So make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Wisdom
'Cause
saving throw. with
You're
advantage.
being suggested to leave this place and forget that you know it exists. Ooh.
Well,
And you're like, maybe
Okay.
that's a good idea.
yeah. So I guess I'll just go back into the fog. I hope everything goes all right with the fighting.
I am not guiding you all the way back. We already got all the way here. You are going forward.
No, I have to leave.
No, I mean, I suppose you could leave if you want to, but
I
I don't
don't.
feel like babysitting you, so we are going forward.
I don't want to, but I have to.
Yeah,
I have to
we
leave.
heard the wall. I assume we all heard it.
Yeah, everybody heard it.
No, we heard the wall. You're going to go ahead and ignore that.
We
I would
Suggest.
Can you get him?
I would like
What's
to.
that?
Can you get him?
Maybe.
Get me.
I mean,
You need.
blinded. That's good.
Say Efilas. Can you hear me?
So actually, as you say that, the wall at the other end of the hallway, which to you really actually does look like a wall, you know, you've been able to see a lot of the effects, but this really looks like a wall, but it opens. And you see Efilas is standing there. And, you know, he sees you all and he says, "Oh, come on in." And then he looks past you and sees Java's kind of like, "Hey, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
No, you scared this one away. We were trying to bring him.
who is he?"
I don't know, but he's here now.
Brand sent him to me.
Yeah, come on. We don't have much time.
Yes. Can you get him to come with us?
Well, if one of you just grabs them and maybe forces them in.
I'll go and try and help him out. Yeah,
Together, we'll help.
manhandle him in there.
Force him in.
Yeah.
I don't know. How violent do you get in resisting?
I mean, I want to stick around with you guys. So like, I mean, however violent the effect makes me get, I guess.
Well, it turns out it's one of the most obscure spells in all of D&D, which is suggestion, because it's so open-ended about how it's interpreted.
Yeah.
Suggestion.
Well, it's for one round, right? Suggestion? I thought it was.
Until the
No, it's a concentration spell until the conditions of the spell are met.
it's not even concentration. It's just effect.
Well, it is concentration, but it's like up to 8 hours. So I mean, it's a long period of time.
Concentration.
Yeah,
Just you fail the save, and now you get to do this for.
yeah. But if y'all are like kind of helping him in, like he wants to go, but he wants to leave, y'all can kind of like, guide him in. And Javas, you're like, I'm not supposed to be here. I
This
really
doesn't-
should not.
Yeah, this doesn't feel right. Like, I'm sorry for intruding, sir, into your chamber or whatever this is.
If I'd known you were coming, I would have allowed it so you could have proceeded as the rest of them.
Well, I didn't know I was coming until 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago.
I'll whisper to Efilas, I wonder if he may be a spy. He was looking at us. At the, what is it? I can't remember the name. Moongate. But he seems good. Your call. Javos, you can probably hear me with
This guy.
Oh, should we test him? Efilas just says out loud.
Oh,
Can we?
there's a test?
Efilas like shrugs his shoulders like, no, but
We'll make it up.
I mean, if you must.
Where, and as you kind of come in, you're in a large, clearly some kind of wizard's quarters, but it's a very expansive area that you're in. The lighting in here there's orbs of light that are just kind of hovering about the room, and there's all the things that the four of you saw from the room of collection that he had gathered is kind of plopped out on a table that he has in here. You can see the dragon head statue just sitting there on the table. But then scattered about the room, there's books just piled up in haphazard ways on shelves. You see some bottles and some potions. You see maps and the EXE, and then of course there's sleeping quarters, and you didn't really feel like there was room for all of this room in here, but it seems that this is a very comfy space for one person.
So we made it to Efilas' bedroom. It feels like an accomplishment. I don't know about you guys. I feel like
achievement unlocked.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Yeah,
We're good buddies now.
You didn't know this one was MTV Cribs Efilas version. That's what tonight's episode is. He's just going to show us around.
Yeah. And then the other thing you notice about him too is the four of you, minus Javos, when you last saw him, Efilas looked kind of like Wigbet. He looked pretty tired, because he'd been going nonstop since the Underdark. But as you look at him now, he looks refreshed. He looks like he's, he doesn't have the red eye, the tired look, and he looks much more refreshed and awake than you saw him, maybe 2 hours ago, I think was when the last y'all saw him. An hour. Yeah, it was about 2 hours ago. But he looks at Javos and says, so on the quick, because we don't have a lot of time, who are you and what do you want?
My name is Javos Nightstone, and as I was telling the rest of them, I overheard them at the Moon Gate. I was there myself, hoping to find some information. And, well, it's clear that this city is, in fairly serious danger right now. And they seemed like they were ready to do something about it. And so if I can help, it seems like the people here need it.
So as you start talking, Efilas starts muttering to himself, and he's looking at you. And so make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I'll make this one.
I'm real good at these, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Very wise.
Okay. Okay, so he's just, as you start talking, he's looking at you, and he's looking at you very intently.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm not a soldier, but I'm used to trying to defend those who need it and trying to keep the peace. And if I can help bring a little peace to this town this morning, then I'll do what I can.
Are you a spy for the agents of Shar?
No, I'm not.
Is he a spy for the agents of Franz or Lube?
And when the Baron says that, Efilas kind of takes his eyes off of Javos, and he looks over at the Baron with a raised eyebrow, and then he looks back at Javos, and
I don't know what a Franz or Lube is.
It's
So-
as evil as it sounds.
No, I generally don't serve evil beings.
Generally.
Do you know what that is? I'll point at the statue.
A statue of some kind? a dragon head.
That's what it looks like.
Vale's
Yes,
gonna
that is what it
lean
looks
up against the wall, then slide down it and sit and put his head back and close his eyes.
And Efilas peers at you a moment longer. So, I know you're telling the truth. However, Efilas is still probing you. So, if you would like to resist it again, you can make an intelligence check versus his. Or if you feel like you're telling the truth and you want to voluntarily fail, then you can do that as well.
Yep, I will fail it. I will not resist.
Okay. It appears he is speaking the truth. Unless he has a way to hide his thoughts, which maybe he does.
Oh, good. Then why did you wake us up?
Yes, that is why you are here. He looks at Javas one more time, and he just kind of shrugs his shoulders, and he walks over to a shelf, and he pulls off 3 potions, and he's like, I don't know if these are, and he looks at Wigbet and he tosses one to Wigbet, and he says, drink that might help. I don't think you're gonna have much time to rest. And he like puts the other 2 down on the table, and he says, there's some things I've picked up. If you feel like you need a little boost, feel free.
Oh wow! What are you dealing in Efilas? And Vale will get up very excitedly. Over the table, uncork it, give it a sniff.
Actually, what do they look like? Sorry. Forgot what they look like. They look like.
Javos had handed me a potion. I would not be drinking it, but oh man, we're good friends. He lets me into his bedroom.
He invited you to his bedroom. He gave you exact directions.
Yes.
I feel like, man, honored.
So it's a crimson liquid, and as you pick it up and you hold it, and it catches the light of like the orbs, the light orbs. It seems to almost like pulse a little bit, sort of like a heartbeat.
Cool.
So I'll have a rainbow bowl.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what Vale would do. Yeah, he'll down it. He's not even going to look around at anybody else.
Okay.
He's tired. He was told this will give him a pick me up
Yeah,
from somebody
it was
he
exciting.
trusts. So he'll just put it down.
Okay.
Magic potion. I don't know if I've done any magic potion.
Does anybody else? So there's one left.
Aaron, you need one?
Yeah.
I like this scene of Wigbet doing his first magic potion, and he like gets real nervous, and somebody passes it to him, and he spills it on his shirt, and he's all embarrassed.
So
I'll drink it. I don't think it's working, unless it's immediate.
Should I be feeling something?
So Wigbet, when you drank yours, after you drank it, and you put it down, you notice there was like a little tinge, like a drop left at the bottom. But you notice it was actually a different color than the other 2. The other 2 were, as I described to Vale, was that reddish crimson like heartbeat color, and this one is more of like a deep red.
Did he just poison me?
That you drink. But when you do drink it, you do feel like right now after you drink it, you know, it's like when you drink a coffee. It gives you like a little, like a little kickstart. That's what you feel for the moment.
Okay.
And Bill, when you drank the red one, yeah, you don't feel tired anymore, Bill.
Good.
Yeah, you're.
Emelis, I do not know what you are dealing in, but at some point we have to have a deeper conversation of where you get your supplies.
These are just some things I've picked up.
Huh? Of course. Yeah. Later.
I'm feeling good.
The Wigbet, to be honest, you could probably use both potions, but I know that there are dangers when drinking multiple potions.
Oh, it can be awesome.
Huge advantages.
Yeah.
Permanent awakeness.
He says, well, I tell you what, if that's your plan, let's not do that here, just in case. You can take it with you, unless any of your other companions, it looks at you, would desire.
I think you were going to grab that third one.
Yeah, I think the Baron was going to take the last one.
Okay.
I don't really need it right now.
You've been up all night, basically.
Yeah. I mean, the Veil's been up all night. The Farron's been up all night.
When's the last time that we did anything?
So we what?
Walking around?
Say again?
Have we just been walking around?
You and I? I mean, walking around, fighting stuff.
Y'all got back into the city at night.
Combat. How long
Yeah,
has
met up with them. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're a little weary as well.
Well, how long has it been since the combat?
An hour and a half? 2 hours? Like, not long.
Not long enough.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay. Yeah. He says, and he looks at Gus, and he looks at Wigbet. So I'm sorry, I don't have more. But he says, Dawn, as you know, is minutes away. And did you come up with any solutions?
Well, we got some information, but
Knowledge.
no solutions.
Information such as what?
The army outside is not of Shar.
Who?
The army outside may very well be Lord Franz. We were ambushed by one of his followers who tried to delve into my mind and could not.
We learned that the vanishing, the way that they were getting it, that Shar was getting it to the people of our world was through that giant brain. That was, I think she used the word like a conduit. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, and they worked with Polona.
The prophecies talks about, but that was the conduit, the way that they got the vanishing out, and so we may have at least froze the process for a while.
And the followers of Polona were helping the followers of Shar with the vanishing. And the followers of Polona may have been the ones responsible for the disease that affected my village.
Anyways, to catch you up, Javos, I give you like a Josh version of like the first whatever.
All right.
Yeah. Here's what you missed. There's a thing called the vanishing.
Well, that is quite the tale.
And as Wigbet is, telling the story, Efilas has gone over to, the table, and, as Wigbet is finishing, he looks down at the table and he picks up a piece of cloth that's been torn away, and you can see it has it's got like enough of that you can tell there's like 2 lions, and then there's like a gem in the middle of the 2 lions. Anybody want to make a history roll? If you don't feel like you know the history of For All very well, then you don't need to roll. But if you feel like you've traveled enough, it's okay. Yeah. Then,
Well, I mean, traveled in stories. I guess that'll do it.
yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to do any better.
I've been a few places.
Oh, you have. Look at you.
That's a plus to some history.
I do know history.
Yeah. So, Davos of all people.
Love it.
So that's the heraldry of Beleus's realm, which is the realm to the south of here. And even though you're not real familiar with what's going on, you at least have a basic feeling of the geography around here. And so that's from the realm. And so he holds that up and he says, this was pulled off of one of the bodies that you left in the streets a couple of hours ago.
Wait, you've all been killing people from the realm to the south?
I don't know. Whoever was in the streets trying to kill us, they ended up dead.
Wait,
We didn't search those bodies. We did not find that.
Y'all didn't search the bodies. I was waiting for it.
No, we did not.
Searched.
We were busy. We were on a mission.
Yeah, y'all. It was like we glanced and then we run.
The bomb searched the bodies, right? Wasn't he searching bodies?
he looked at a couple.
Yeah.
I started searching them and I scared them off.
Right.
I was waiting. I was like, they're not searching. They're searching. They're not.
We normally do.
So, but yeah, so he says, this is what Stormraven brought me. I guess before he went and awakened you, Farron, and
Awakened me?
well,
Speaking of Efilas, we couldn't get Sev working.
found you on the wall and told you to come here.
Sev wouldn't turn on this morning. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Sev wouldn't turn on.
Well, his eyes weren't glowing anymore. So you might have to deal with that, or we'll.
Where'd you leave him?
Just in the barracks.
All right. Well, that'll be for another time. Maybe he'll wake up when the sun comes up, which the sun is soon to come up. So, you mentioned Talona, Baron. That makes sense. Talona and Char have always been, allies is not the right word when you're talking about evil deities, but connected in ways. So, Talona and Char makes some sense. Did you find anything more about the half elf?
We have his name.
Vanishing. He's
Vosh is
Axarch.
an ex-arch of Shar.
You're just, that's your speculation. You're just saying he's a powerful dude, is what you're saying.
Stated to us by a follower of Shar who we had the Moon Maiden dispelled her geese and she was able to speak plainly.
So you had Nagamini cured of her, whatever was going on with her.
Yes. And she was the one that told us that Vashni is an ex-arch of Shar.
But like, she was just speaking in superlatives, right?
She was not.
an actual X-Star.
She spoke of him with fear.
It sounded bad.
And I'm trying to remember, did the Moon Maiden confirm in some way? I'm trying to remember the information she provided.
She said that actually, yes, she used that term as well.
Moon Maiden seemed to be convinced of the same.
Okay. And you all notice kind of like Efilas' demeanor kind of drops a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, well, that'll make this task even more burdensome. Did you find anything else out?
The one who ambushed us in the street is the Maladius of Lord Franz.
But
You were
That's a
ambushed by Maladius and you survived?
He did not engage with us. He only brought his minions and then brought me to the brink of death and then left.
he looked like a person, but you said he's a tiger too, right?
He can appear as he wishes.
I've seen the tiger before in visions when we were in the Underdark.
So
But he wasn't a tiger this time. He was just he looked like he should be dead.
That's how he wished to look.
but what did he look? Was he a man?
He looked like a human who'd been.
He was the man I have described to you when I found the ferret.
Oh, that man.
That one.
But he's actually a tiger.
And now you're naming him a tiger or a Maladius.
He's all
That's
those.
what they say.
And
All right.
his army who's outside our door.
This is troublesome.
Shar is inside the city, and he is outside the city.
All because of, and he turns around and looks at the statue. Because of this.
The statue you may be able to wield with great power.
It's a statue. It's a statue. It's a magical statue, but beyond that, I've been able to gather nothing from it besides it's something that they want.
You cannot channel power through it.
I mean, I haven't really tried to do anything. I mean, I've detected its magics and I've tried to identify it, but it doesn't respond well. Which tells me that it's of something of great power, which we've already known anyway.
And one of three, we think.
And they have one, and we have one. Vashnius has one. Lord Franz, he may not have one yet.
So our options are what?
Run away is one idea that was thrown out there.
It's like so
Maybe we can go to Astral Sea though and fare a little better this time.
he looks at you. He looks at you and he actually grins a little bit. And he kind of like shakes his head and he looks back at the statue. He says, listen, the reason I called you here is well, it's almost dawn, and I don't actually believe, well, I didn't believe that this Vanishing could level the city on his own. If you name him an exarch, I don't know what his power is capable of, but I do know that this army troubles me more for the moment. If we go and we give the statue to him, is the army really going to go away?
The army doesn't even belong to him.
Right.
There's some connection there, though.
Yeah, they want the statue and he wants the statue.
But you think they're just fighting in their own ways and just convening in the same?
Well, if these soldiers belong to, and he points at the piece of cloth, Veleus's realm, either Veleus is in league with a demon lord and an evil goddess, or they're acting independently.
They're acting independently. Lord Franz made it clear that he didn't know much of the Vanishing and that it was inconvenient to his purposes.
So, therefore, if we were to just give up the statue, this Vanishing may go away, but this army is not.
Yes. And then it wouldn't have the statue to use.
He he sighs a minute and he says, I've been around for a while, he says, and I feel like I have failed in this my great task. And now I feel like that my oaths, which have tied me to this task, I cannot watch this city come to ruin. It says, our Lord, Lord Seldon, or the king, may have assigned me this task, but I just don't know if in this moment I can discover more than what you have already discovered, what I have already discovered. And I don't think I can just sit here and watch the city that I've lived in for so long come to ruin. So I have a gamble. Bran would name me a fool if I called it a plan, but I see no other way. And he kind of looks, he doesn't, there's no window in here, but he seems to be looking outside. He's like,
The far shouldering at the sky.
Yeah. So I feel like we're out of time. You are who are left of the collectors. He looks at the fair and he looks at Wigbet. And then he looks at Vale. He looks over at Gus. Gus probably picking his nose right now in the corner. And then he kind of raises an eyebrow at Javos. Says, if you were here, then, well, I think that working together, you may have an opportunity to at least prolong and maybe eventually, looks back at Wigbet, discover what the true source of all this prophecy is. Says, but you have to do this voluntarily. So if you are here of your own cognition and you are prepared to take this gamble, then that will be my will. But if you choose to leave here, I have no doubt that with your individual skills, you will be able to escape this beleaguered city and find somewhere where you can live out the rest of your existence, whatever that would be.
So I have weeks to live yet with my mind.
I'm in.
And so My existence is a pitiful thing at this moment. I'd rather die tonight, this morning, executing your plan.
So it's not much of a plan.
But if I'm being honest, I kind of prefer to know what it is I'm gambling on.
That is true. But if I tell you, and then you decline and you leave this place and you are captured by this exarch of Shar or the demon lord or whoever else is out there, well, I do not wish for things to come to the light until I will it.
Well, I don't remember anything anyways.
Looks at Gus. Yeah, I'm in. He looks at Davos. You are new to this, as in you've been here about 5 minutes.
Yes. But sometimes with these kinds of situations, you have to take a little bit of a chance. And sometimes it works out.
All right. Very good then. So here's what I've pieced together. It's obvious that this Vanishing can now, he can find, he points at the Dragoness Edge, he can find it wherever it is on this plane. By what power he's now invested to do so, as opposed to in the past, I don't know. He seemed to not be able to find it before, but now he seems to know where it is. I don't know if other places, what his power is in other places. If Kel was still around, I would have him take you to the Feywild to test that theory, but, well, so much for that. The Underdark may be a temporary hiding spot, but I fear he has too many connections to Shar's darkness for it to be really secure there. Other places may offer a veil, but they are neither easy to reach or traverse. Therefore, I can only think of one place, and he looks at Wigbet, and it's a place that you and I know. It's a place of danger and full of sorrow, as we've seen there. And I believe it's really ultimately putting you right into the proverbial lion's den. But also, and he kind of waves his hand and you see like a book appear and it's kind of like floating in front of him and he kind of like pages flip and he says, I figured something out recently. Well, recently as in the last hour. And he starts repeating the keys from the book, which Wigbet and the Farron, I don't know if the Farron would actually remember.
No, the Farron died before they got
the key. Yeah. So Wigbet, yeah. And the rest of you have heard talk about these, but he quotes them note for note. He says, 1, human woman will enter the city of trouble. We believe that was Minori. 2, the covenant cracks. If Elias is really attacking, the covenant of 7 nations has cracked. Angrist is at war. 3, where are the dwarves? I think we figured that one out.
Yes.
4, Illithid expanding, must know where and why. I think we put the pieces together for that one. 5, lands to the south expanding, ruin. Again, Veleus is attacking, lands to the south. I don't know if these are the lands to the south that they're referring to. It's the best we can go on right now. He says the last one was the one that was our enigma for so long. But I finally figured it out. Sorry, Mike. It says, we must understand the purple ring and enter the towers to end it. Must understand purple ring and enter towers to end it. That's got to be the purple ring being Shar, of course. The towers, as Kel educated us on, the towers of night, Shar's home in the astral sea. So if that's the last step, then the last step is going to that lion's den, going to the towers of night, to the astral sea, as you said, Wigbet.
So is the rest of the prophecy just fluff? Is that all that matters? I mean, there's so much stuff in there, though. Can't be.
I don't think so.
I think you're right. I think you're right on this one.
But I think that.
But it sounds like you're not coming.
He pauses, and he kind of looks around. He says, "I'm going to the cemetery."
What?
Whoa.
Wizard duel. Oh, wizard duel.
He says,
I don't think you should do that.
"No, I don't think so either. But sometimes we don't get to do the things that we want to do." Says, "It's not. You're not gonna. I mean, I appreciate you not wanting me to go to the cemetery, but you're not going to be real thrilled I'm going to the cemetery because I'm going to tell him where you're going."
Well, that's also doesn't seem like a good plan.
No.
I guess that maybe we'll save your city.
He says, "I'm going to delay him as long as I can. But if he really is an exarch, as you say, and based on our one previous encounter, I do not think I will be able to hold him for too long. However, if I don't tell him where you are, he will kill everyone here looking for the statue."
You will.
So I don't want to tell him where you're going, but I feel like I kind of have to at some point. But again, I will do my best to delay. I feel fairly empowered as much as I can be right now.
You need to survive or have a way of coming back.
In a white cloak.
I mean, you see, he's wearing gray right now, you know?
Can you tell him we're going to the abyss at least? To give it to Franz?
I can try. I will do everything in my power to not
But I
put you
understand.
in harm's way.
No, I mean, I understand that.
However, if you are in the home of Shar, and if he is actually her exarch, then I'm fairly confident that at some point she's going to let him know that the statue is actually this close. So whatever you're going to do, and I hate to say I don't know what it is you're going to do there, but whatever it is you're going to do, move as quickly as you can. If I'm not utterly destroyed in the next hour or so, I will join Bran and Olma in defending our city. Maybe we can save our city while you save the world.
Will you be able to communicate with us when we're there?
No.
So this may very well be a one-way trip for us. And I don't mean to die. I mean, we don't have a way back.
I didn't say this would be easy on anyone in this room.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I'm just checking.
That is why I offered you the opportunity to leave. I suppose I still can't hold you here if you choose to leave.
Who are the enemies of Shar in the Astral Sea? We're going to need allies.
Are the Gith
You can
possibly there?
What is
possibly.
They were our friends we joined up with in the Underdark. They seemed to go from plane to plane rather easily. Well, it didn't seem that easily. They had like this ship that they traveled in.
I do like ships.
It was different, but it was a ship, I think, the way I understood it.
One that travels between space.
But yeah, their minds to control it.
If you encounter any Gith in the Astral Sea, most likely they will not be friendly. There are two peoples of the Gith, and we ran into the more friendly of the two, the Gith Zerai. The Gith Yanki are their slightly more brooding kinspeople, and they are not what you would call real friendly.
Is there anyone who might be friendly to us when we get there?
If we take you, and I only know one way there, if we take you to where we went last time, there wasn't much friendly about what we saw there. Wigbet can tell you about this.
The sea was nice. The forest was not.
Then we'll have to make friends.
Do the Gith Yunkai and the Githzerai speak the same language?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, I believe you are a student of
my preschool level of.
You can, yes.
No, not even preschool level. My like 2-year-old level.
You know some words.
I know some words.
That's cool. This is the best I can come up with. If you choose to stay here and fight, then you may. But I don't know if that's going to get us anywhere.
Oh, this is the only. This is the way it's been heading the whole time, I think.
Hear that too. But our last foray into the Astral Sea was not a pleasant one.
Who did we lose there?
Rowan, Grim. Rowan the first time, Grim
Yeah, I'm trying to.
the only time. You're probably still carrying one or both of them around in your bag, I would guess. Yeah.
Rowan.
Yeah, Graham we just like totally lost, right? Just never found even a trace of his body.
Moongate, as I recall.
Yeah.
Repose.
Waiting on a diamond.
Oh, okay.
So there's like a stack of PCs in Moongate right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had several there at one point.
So he like picks his staff up, and he kind of adjusts his cloak, and he pulls his short sword down. He picks up the dragon head statue, and he hands it to Wigbet.
Why not the Farron?
No,
Hands it to Wigbet.
Aaron wasn't the this thing to a demon lord.
And with the leader.
I would protest if you give it to the Farron. No offense.
I wouldn't.
Bale's kind of a team too. I
Terrible.
you might sell it or something.
Are you ready?
Well, I guess we have to be.
Ready is not the right word.
I'm ready.
Sounds fun.
So we're going to another plane to go to a tower. We're not really sure what's in there, but whatever's in there, we got to deal with it fast because This guy is going to be coming after us pretty soon.
You catch up very quick.
Yeah, the tower is the home of a god.
Home of a god. Good.
Well, was it not towers? Multiple?
Or
Towers,
multiple
yes, towers.
Yes.
Towers of Midnight.
Right.
You
So
have,
are you in?
you have all gotten yourselves in
Uh,
quite an interesting situation.
Well, we have a desperation. It sounds like you do not.
Sorry, I missed that.
We have a desperation. It sounds like you do not.
Well,
At least not yet.
no, not yet. And this isn't what I thought would happen when I came to this city, but here we are.
This is what comes of meddling in the affairs of others.
Efilas. Oh, sorry. Will you let the Moon Maiden know the plan, or?
I don't think I'm going to have time. But I can send a message, or I can send a courier, a guard.
She seems the most knowledgeable of the situation of anyone. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea for her to know more, but she's certainly interested and powerful.
I would imagine she would have been quite troubled if there's an Exarch of Shar running around.
She was not happy about anything.
She's the most powerful saloon follower in this land, at least in this kingdom. So I would imagine that if she's troubled by this, then that may speak to what we're really up against here. But I think we're about out of time for words, so this is your last opportunity to back away.
We all look at Javos.
No, this will be something.
Yeah, he reaches down on the table and he picks up a scroll case and he opens it up. He says, "Really didn't think I was going to have to use this to travel across the city, but such are the times. Everybody, grab hold." And he reads the scroll and you disappear and you reappear in a fairly dark sort of by this point ruined warehouse, and I think Wigbet recognizes where you are. This is where I'm trying to think. Actually, Vale recognizes this place, I believe.
Graham was there. Where was this? Jamali's?
Yeah,
No, that was Graham.
but y'all had to come back here.
Oh,
No, you didn't.
No, we didn't. We used
You're
it.
right. You're right. So Wigbet and the Farron wasn't around by this point, right?
just Wigbet.
Around used
Okay.
it.
All right. So yeah, so Wigbet recognizes where you are. This is Jamali's warehouse. And so you appear, and
This is where I met Dak, right?
no,
That was a different place.
that's a different place. Yeah. But as soon as y'all appear, you see him go over to a door, and he goes to the door, and he goes to another door, and he pulls out some chalks, and he immediately starts chalking on the floor. And he kind of turned around and says, "Oh, this will take me a minute or so."
So just remind me, this is where Cebu, not Cebu, the
Blendy.
bronze Blendy
Yep.
exploded.
Yep. And then there was the purple
And there was a
ring,
purple ring.
and then
Von Schnee's-
Rowan was like, "Hey, what if we do? What if you tried to do that here?" And so he did it, and then it took y'all to the astral sea. So he's chalking the floor right now in a circle. And you look around this warehouse, and like I said, Wigbet's been here, but the rest of you haven't. It's it's obviously been closed up now for a couple months. It's seen a little bit of wear and tear. It's got obviously there's probably been some people trying to break in and steal whatever was left. Vale, you have been here before. This is where you went and you investigated and you found in the desk. You found the.
Oh,
so you
that's right. I forgot that was off screen, but yes.
That was off screen, but yes. So
Yeah.
you do recognize where you are.
I do. I don't.
Steve's gonna go back and read through all his emails right now.
No. I mean, I'm remembering now, but
Yeah.
Dale is not as forthcoming.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, there's like there's like a little like office area off to one side, and there's a desk in there. There's a couple like old cots that by now have had like probably some rats or something like rooting through them, like straw pulled out of them, and but otherwise not much in here. And Efilas is chalking away. Did I do anything in this minute it takes him to do this?
I'll review prophecy.
No prophecy.
Wigbet pulled out his book.
Book and statue. Got to remember about the dragon head statue. Don't get it wet.
Right.
Something about don't get it wet.
Adjusting my stuff. Everything's ready. Belt's tight. Armor's good.
Shamali's warehouse. So y'all are up here at the castle, and the warehouse is. Where's the warehouse? It is below the S in South Ward.
Yeah.
It's that building right there. That reddish building right there. So that's where you are. Yep. So after a minute of him chalking
Gelatinous soup.
Oh dear.
The container cracked.
Okay.
I need.
Okay. Just a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Should we take a pause?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Gelatinous.
I heard gelatinous cube. I don't know.
Gelatinous cube.
Did I hear gelatinous cube?
They have a gelatinous cube at their house.
That is never good.
No. That's,
Like gelatinous? What?
that's
Mike
yeah.
lives in a fantasy world. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't seem all that concerned about it. He's like, all right, I'll be right
Oh,
back.
yeah. Yep.
Let me grab one of my 12 weapons I have hanging on the wall.
Yep.
Make sure you get the ones that.
Yeah, he's going solo against that gelatinous cube though.
Yeah.
So
That's going-
Yeah.
All those like dissolve your weapons and stuff. He's got to have some nice
He's got to have
yeah,
magical weapons.
he might want to take them all. Actually.
Come back with 400 experience points. But
Yeah.
three less weapons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, gelatinous cubes.
They're not good.
No, man, I played through it's been a little while now, but I decided to play through all of Zelda again on the NES Classic. And man, the things stuff just eats your weapons sometimes and then it's just gone. Or like your shield. They're like,
The
it's like
baskets. I hate those things. They're like walk-in baskets, and they
Yeah.
take your sword.
I was like,
Or
I
take your
think
shield.
I was like, I think these take the shield. Oh yep. Turns out they do. Oh man. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to go get a lot more money and go buy another one of those. Yeah.
Those guys are the worst. That's all they do. Otherwise, they're useless. But they eat your
They're like absolutely
like,
harmless, except they eat your magic shield. That
And
you just-
any little critters from this game that are absolutely harmless, except for they eat your brain.
Right.
They just devour your intellect.
Yeah, like they're really not bad unless they get on your head, and then they're the worst thing ever.
Unless you're dumb, then you.
Or yeah, if you're dumb, good luck. Yeah.
Yeah, I find actually the first Zelda to be way harder than the second Zelda.
The first one,
Like
yeah.
I can beat Zelda 2, like, you know, the Adventures of Link, just, you know, very easily. I love it, but it's, you know, but the first one,
First
like,
one's, yeah. Some of those dungeons
you
are
know,
hard.
yeah, well, especially at low levels, you know,
Yep.
it's like a D&D game, low levels. It's you know,
Yeah,
So-
three hearts.
yeah.
You take a hit, and you're like, oh, I'm half dead. Uh-oh.
Well, when you play the second quest and there's monsters in that first dungeon that hit you and you lose 2 of your hearts in one hit, I'm like, okay, well, this isn't going well.
Yeah, some of those rooms you have to do a lot of running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's it? So those, like the ones that charge at you?
Yeah. The snakes come charging at you.
Those things, and yeah, and then like the stuff you can only hit, like the knight guys that you can only hit from the side or back, like you can't hit them in the face, like head on.
You get the shield and the armor, and you can't hit them from the front.
Those are rough, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was before Squadrons came out, and now that's the video game I don't have time to play. I wish I was playing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hey, after Wednesday, you're gonna have more time, right?
Yes, yeah, once my stuff's all turned in, I'll have a lot more video game time. It's gonna be great. Oh man, so we're going to the Astral Sea.
Yeah, it seems good.
Yeah,
We're
I don't.
definitely ready and high enough level.
I
and everything.
remember what happened last time, but that was a while ago. That was a while
It
ago.
was a
So
while ago.
yeah.
But I don't know that it would be any better now.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a while ago, but also we were on like in the most harmless part of it, and we got rolled pretty hard.
We got jumped by like 15 guys and giant spore things that exploded into essentially fireballs.
Yeah, it's like, what if we took like a few steps into the woods? Oh, whoops.
Just investigate. Just take a quick look around.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
That was a bad idea.
And
Hopefully
now-
Wigbet remembers that and says something.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember. Do we have to go through the woods to get to the tower?
I mean, we were there for all of 5 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe
So I don't know if we know.
maybe Efilas can just drop us like right at the tower door. Like that'd be it. If he could just do that, that would be
That'd
real
be
helpful. Or like,
We can go right in,
yeah, we can just walk in and start.
figuring out
Yeah.
how to win.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what he'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I like that. I like that he was sitting around thinking of a plan, and then the plan he came up with was send the PCs into the tower of a god, and then send the other big bad guy after them. But I mean, I get it though; it makes sense.
Yeah.
like
I gotta
that,
save the city, man.
that will get him out of the city. Like his goal
Right.
is save the city. That will get this guy out of the city.
I
And then
mean,
he'll just have to deal with the army and, you know, the rando, like Velaeus people who show up and whatever, like whatever else is going on.
XR.
Are you gonna send? He's also gonna send the other big bads at us, right? Like he's
Yes.
gonna let everybody know we're here, like Franz and
Oh yeah, everyone's coming.
Maladius and yeah,
See,
we all
here's,
meet at the towers.
here's what we got to do. We go to the tower, and then how do we do? They don't know me, right? So I'll just wait outside, and there's like a god at the top of the tower, I guess, right? And when all the other bad things show up, I'll just be like, hey, look, I have nothing to do with this. Those guys, they went up the tower, but you guys are hiding, not in the tower. So then we just send all the guys up to, and then see what happens.
So how do we how do we just get one of these bad guys to fight the other bad
Yeah,
guy?
exactly. I don't think we do.
I was thinking about that, and one horrible way to do it is because there's 3 pieces, right? For each of them to have 1 piece.
Just give one to each back and be like,
Yeah.
if you can get all 3, you're going to be
Yours.
super powerful.
You win.
Ron, choose yours.
There you go. There's your Dawn gamble.
Yeah, I mean, you know, might have to think outside the box here.
Yep. No, I think we just walk in the tower and kill everything. It'll be fine.
Yeah, let's go kill Shar in her tower. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah.
She's probably not even there. Probably like summer home.
We don't have to kill Shar. He said
That's a good thing. We do not.
What did he say? Something would be revealed when we enter the tower.
Yeah, the final piece of this prophecy deal.
Final piece.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's understand purple ring and enter towers to end it.
Yeah. Oh, so we just have to go in.
The tower to end it.
Oh, so long as we
End it, meaning
Okay.
collapse.
It's
Yeah.
over.
You just have to step into the tower.
Bale has not met a tower he can't get in. It's about
Here.
previously did that one.
Nothing about fighting a god in there, or even an X-Arch, or
We are not
Just-
high enough level for that.
enter the towers
We can do that.
to end it.
But more importantly, Mike, did you kill the gelatinous cube?
It's been banished. I'm not sure.
All right.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of turkey stock.
Oh no.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, future problem.
Yeah. It is a sad moment to see the turkey stock all over the floor. But we saved some of it, so that's good.
There you go. That sounds like success.
Yeah. It was like, fortunately, it wasn't like a super big container because I think that made a better part of a gallon of turkey stock. So if that had gone all over everywhere,
Bad news.
it's all like fat and stuff, so it's not like anything that cleans up easy. It's great.
Yeah.
The dog will come in and let us know if we did a good job cleaning or not.
All right, so we're off to the
Oh, we got bourbon now. Well, that's good.
Nice.
That's your
Efilas
punch.
is drawing the sigils, and as he gets near the end of the minute, he gets like the last one, and he says, he like pauses for a second, and he says, turns around, says, oh, I suppose I won't need these. So said I know I'm sending you to maybe a worse place than you are now. Let me make sure I can, says, but I guess I can do as much as I can for you. He like holds his hands up, and he'll have to cast it twice, so he'll cast it twice. But everybody gets 5 extra hit points, and your hit point max goes up by 5 for the next 8 hours. Like, so all right, when this appears, you have like about 12 seconds to step through. So you got 12 seconds to make sure you're going. And he like finishes the signals, and he casts a spell, and you see a shimmering portal appear.
Well, I'll walk up to Efilas and give him a quick hug and say, good luck, and hop through.
You too.
I'll walk up to him and I'll give him a bow and say, I'll see you soon.
I hope so.
Well,
As it's alive.
And Gus is like, cool, and he jumps in.
Yeah, we'll lean in and say, don't be afraid to use dirty tricks. Gives him a pat on the shoulder and head in.
I'll keep that in mind.
Take care of your city.
I just
Yeah.
Do
Yes,
my best.
I mean, it seems important to you.
All right, and you step through, and you're standing on a beach.
All right. Vacation.
right.
Last time we did this, we were in person.
Oh,
So,
man, we were, weren't we?
There wasn't even.
And now there's a cool map. Look at that.
I mean, it's an okay map. It's not
I mean,
as good as but it's as good as I can make it.
It's a beach.
Immediately into the forest.
just run into
Hang on
the
a
forest. Who cares?
Let me grab all your tokens here.
I don't see any towers here, you guys.
No, maybe they're already destroyed.
But then how are we gonna go in it?
That's the challenge.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh.
Or big.
We are
We
big.
make it small now. Let's make it small. Make it fit on the. There's no. I'm gonna say that's not like a pool of water that's there. Maybe it's a slight big hole in the ground, but
Opening.
and opening into more sea underneath. Isn't it like a flattish plane that
I want to like starting to like 9-10-ish.
Yeah, so you step out and you are on a beach of black soil, not this color soil, but black soil. In one direction that appears to the east on this map, there is a forest. In the very far distance, way beyond the forest, you can make out what appears to be higher ground. Maybe there's some mountains there. As you turn around, this silvery area is the ocean of the astral sea, and it looks like a silvery space is what it looks like. You can see in the distance at various points some motes of color, different colors, flashing in the distance. It's impossible to tell how far away it is, but they're there. And you look up and you kind of see the same thing. It's a silvery sky above you. And that's what you see as you're standing on this beach. So as Wigbet moves, we have to go back to how fast is Wigbet moving? In
that's
the
right. I saw you.
Remember, it's an intelligence thing in the astral sea.
The other place I suck. No, not just the Underdark. Awesome.
So what were your speed?
So it's 3 times your intelligence score in feet. So if you have a 12, then you move 36 feet.
Okay. Yeah, so that's me. Yeah.
Okay. So I think what we'll do just to make it easy is we'll just round it to the nearest 5. So 36 will go to 35. If you're at 39, then you go to 40. And I guess 42 will round down to 40. Sorry, 14s.
33 rounds to 35.
Yeah, because it rounds up. Yeah.
I assume because this is just based on mine, this ignores monk movement stuff.
It does actually.
That's fine. Oh, Vale's about to get super slow.
yeah, you are.
Please, I can't.
So Wigbet using his speed, you see him step into the ocean of this astral sea, and he does not fall, and he does not. I mean, he just steps off, and he's just kind of floating there.
I'll start floating up a little bit too. I'll go square up.
All right, and so he thinks up, and he floats up, and he goes up.
Bell joins. This is apparently what we're doing.
You guys should check this out.
Cool.
Gus. Gus, this might be big for Gus. Gus didn't remember things, right?
I know.
Like, oh, your vanishing got cured.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
So what happens if you move into the sea like you have?
You can float, and it seems to have cured or at least treated the vanishing last time. Farron, weren't you weren't here? No, you weren't. Never mind.
No.
Yeah. He was a standard bearer at that time, as I recall.
Yes.
These 4 guys are now floating.
Yeah. Is that
What we came for.
okay?
Javos, it's only downhill from here. You might as well enjoy it.
Okay?
Oh, look at us. We're all floating.
I don't want to come here and didn't say you jumped in the sea.
All right.
Say you jumped in. You can just think where you want to go. You can go that way. Pretty
Okay,
awesome.
so just all right. Think about it.
Okay. And then,
So how long do we need to float here?
and as you say that, you're all stunned. Right. So you're stunned for like a round, and in that round of being stunned, lucidity steps in, and if you were having trouble remembering things, it all comes flooding back to you.
No, that was already cured for me.
Well,
This would have been better.
yeah, I mean, yeah, this might have been an easier way to go.
Probably.
But yeah, and so then you all kind of like, shake a little bit, and then you come to again, and you're still floating there.
Oh. That is a lot to suddenly remember.
It's coming back. I'll start floating
Yes.
around. Trying to do like figure eights and stuff. What about you, Gus?
What? Wow.
That's
I'm
you're,
speechless.
we just got to get everybody here.
That's it.
Yeah. Just
Everybody here.
So, you're recalling things that you'd forgotten?
Anybody who's been afflicted with the vanishing, this seems to be the treatment. Now, remind me, when you look back at the land, does it like it's not just straight down, right? It's like a plane or like
Yeah, you're on a floating island.
yeah.
Like you can see when you go down, you can see under,
Yeah, I mean,
under it.
it's a giant piece of rock. I mean, it is obviously that, and you would have to go down a long way, but I mean, you can get the feel of it as you're looking at it. They're like, this is a floating island, and Efilas mentioned, Wigbet, you recall, that like, in the astral sea, the only things that, there's not like continents and things. There's floating chunks of rocks. In some cases, there's dead floating gods that people inhabit, like the bodies of these old dead gods. There's, so like the Gith, for example, have, taken it upon themselves to take over some of those things. But so there's essentially just islands in this endless sea.
Well, that was enjoyable. I will stress that, if I recall, there are some dangers of floating too long. Is that true? I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
He said it. As far as we know.
Can you float above the sand here?
No, so once you get onto like the island proper, there's a certain gravity that keeps you down.
Fine. I just wanted to fly over the trees, that's all.
I mean, you can fly up high to see it, and if it helps, but
you can't do it for me. Like you can go back into the astral sea and like go up, but yeah, the islands are governed by a certain gravity. It's like DMG page 49 or something. Sorry.
Magical gravity.
Magical gravity.
Anyways, the
Water pressure.
the forest isn't as nice. I will.
It's a jungle. It can't be that bad.
I will caution you that it is imperative that we stay close together, because distances and directions just don't quite work right in there.
Interesting.
It's not normal, and even if you're incredibly capable, you just get lost. So we need to stay in contact, or else we'll lose each other. And
should we tie a rope to tether to each other?
I think that's wise, and maybe even more than that. I don't know.
Well, first, where are we even going?
Well,
Up the mountain.
if we get up there, maybe we could see the towers. Maybe we could walk the beach, but
We can avoid the jungle that you say will try and kill us.
I think we're gonna. I don't know. We're gonna need to get in eventually, and if we can get to high ground sooner, it's probably best. Remember, we don't have a lot of time.
Well, we do have someone on our tail, or will.
Yeah, so we better move.
Also, the map only goes.
Yeah. There's no map out there. Can't go that way.
North or south?
Yeah. It's like it's like Wigbet tried, and then he just kept going bonk, 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 bonk. Just running into something. It doesn't look like there's anything there. It's just all blurry past this one spot. The draw distance is just gone. Like
I will start looking. Is there, like last time we kind of found a somewhat of a path into the jungle? I know it was very hard to follow, but does it appear there are any paths in?
Make a survival roll.
Dale will assist.
Yeah, so let's work together here.
With great survivability.
sticking together.
Might want to use the advantage.
Yeah,
though.
take that advantage.
Oh, that's
Better.
Yeah, you locate like a path that is very overgrown and dense. As y'all are, because you have to be pretty close to it, so y'all got to be like up near the edge of the woods before y'all can really find anything. But as you're up there looking, everybody make a nature roll. I think it's safe to say everybody can make this nature roll.
make.
Well, everybody can roll one. Curious. One roll. Yeah. is good.
Java
Oh.
stuff.
I know a few
Yeah.
things. I know some. I went to school.
And it seems like he's probably pretty fast here.
He must be.
He'll be pretty fast.
Nice.
So you all notice, and generally speaking, that the plant life here looks
Awesome.
terrible. Like it looks like it's not well. I mean, it is. It looks like it's dying plant life. Vale and especially Javos noticed that. Even though it looks that way, at the same time, it's not really recognizable for you've never seen plants like this before. And so it definitely looks like it is, it's not something you would like want to go pick berries from and eat it. I mean, it is, it's not healthy.
We're going in there.
Apparently, there's not much of another choice.
Be careful.
Well, let's stick together.
Don't eat anything.
No. Definitely do not. You probably shouldn't touch as little as you can manage. Would be my advice.
I can imagine Gus at that point is like reaching over, he's like, oh
Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Don't touch it.
Had some berries, drop some.
Yeah, he's like, what are you talking about? Berries drop out of his
I'm honest. All right. Are we ready? Are we tying ropes?
Apparently, well, Bill will hold on to it. Bill doesn't want to be tied.
Yeah.
So what does this look like?
Does anybody gonna criticize me if I pull out a regular, like, crappy rope?
Nope.
He's fine.
That's all. Yeah.
No, I should give you.
I like
That's all I
embarrassed.
have. Yeah.
I like look around like, oh wait.
Yeah.
I talked about ropes.
That's I mean,
Cutscene on a beach somewhere. We see a dragonborn standing there, and his head shoots up, and he looks around.
I pull out some hempen rope and
looks like normal rope to me.
Fucking serves.
That's what rope is.
That looks fine.
So, are we doing this? So, I guess I would say line yourself up. How you're gonna like do this on the map?
So, whoa.
Oh,
I just lost all my
Sounded like a
everything.
thing's
There we
closing.
go.
Oh,
Am I there?
yep.
Yeah, you're here.
he can hear you and see you.
Okay. Great. That was unexpected.
I mean, this might
Okay.
kind of be our order.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
So
walk
I
in the.
kind of want to be in the front because if there's things that are going to get us, then I can get them first with bees.
First the bees.
with me.
That's what he said.
I mean, if you want to be in the front,
I mean, I'm okay at trying to navigate, but
Or
anybody else?
just not within 5 feet of anybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to connect our, like, should we maybe join a couple pieces of rope so that we've got more than, like, I don't know, 10 feet between each of us, just in
sort of
case.
restricted.
Yeah, I mean, we
case.
can stay close, but, like, have a little more slack just in case.
Does anybody else have any rope?
I do.
Bill does.
So what are we looking like? I guess is what I'm.
I mean, so,
Like I'm cool with like the rope idea. How
Yeah.
do we rope each other? Just what's the quote unquote marching order look like?
We're just
Baron,
gonna,
you wanted to go first, but you're gonna. Are you?
No, I did not need to go first.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to help navigate or navigate. If anybody else feels
Lead us through.
some bushwhacking.
All the pieces are moving around.
I don't know.
So are we
where-
having 10 feet between us, did you say?
Well,
I
if,
mean,
we,
apparently 10 feet from you is important.
if we put
5 feet from me is important.
Okay.
Everybody's 5 feet from you, but
yeah, I mean, if we put 2 ropes together, we can have like
isn't Gus kind of good at helping
Slack.
tracking? Isn't that kind of his?
I mean, I'm already helping where I can do it. It might
Yeah.
be better.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I'm wanting. Or like if you want to use better.
Yeah.
All right.
nature stuff,
So we're
Or
connected.
survival stuff.
survival stuff. I'm not so
Survival.
good at survival. But if you know anything about these plants, let me know.
But we're gonna probably be single file going through down a path.
I mean, if
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a jungle, I assume to some degree, yeah.
Narrow path.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
Otherwise, we're going to get wrapped around trees.
But like, you can keep yourself the way you had it, if you want to. Like, I just need to know for when y'all fail the roll how it's going to work.
Like this.
That's the only- And if y'all don't fail the roll, then it's irrelevant. So
When we fail the roll, it looks like this.
Yep.
okay.
Is this our order?
Yeah. Flying V.
yep.
All right. The formation.
Jungle,
Yeah.
but
All right, Mike's at the helm. All right, Mike's.
I'm in the back.
Wait, is it?
Right.
No, but you're in the cockpit. Everybody else, that is
Yep.
the-
Steering us.
either that or you're in the gun. You're in the tail gun, maybe. So the way this works is somebody makes a survival roll for the group, but we're all aiding, so it can be with advantage. And we're gonna roll that. So whoever wants to be the survivalist.
How did you meet?
that was a bad roll. But man, that's a big
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
pretty big plus.
That is quite large.
Yep.
So yeah, you keep doing that.
Okay, I'll keep doing that.
All right, keep doing that. That's one.
Okay.
So you move into the jungle, and I guess I'll describe this. As you move into the jungle, like you step onto the path and you walk, as everybody gets in, and like the Farron is 10 feet in the back. When y'all turn around and look, you don't see the path connecting to the beach anymore.
Problematic.
But you still see yourselves on this path. So you feel like if I just can carefully follow this path back, I should be able to find the beach again. The soil here is that same kind of black soil. And it's teeming with all types of vegetation that some of it looks familiar. For those of you that are good with the nature know none of it really is familiar. And it doesn't look healthy at all as you're moving in. But Dale's like, follow me.
I definitely know where I'm going.
Yep.
At
Oh
least
yeah, we're going
now,
this
I,
way.
Sure does.
now I think I know where I'm going.
All right, that's 2. Keep going.
Okay.
I'll just let you know when to stop.
Okay. When we fail, we can stop.
I mean, ooh, good thing you had advantage. It's
Yep.
3. Keep going. It's not going to fail with that plus 12.
Nope.
Oh,
Pretty nuts.
And what's the DC?
it's good to have expertise.
Expertise, pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It's 5, halfway there. 6.
So easy.
We hated this guy. That's
Wait
not
till I roll double ones on the last one.
at this level.
It'll be the last. Yeah.
8.
Look how
Nah,
easy.
you rolled 4 6 on the first one. You're not gonna roll less than that now. 9.
Here it is.
1. So you got double ones.
No. Nope.
No,
Oh,
Easy.
he's good.
13 on the board.
Easy.
All right. So, you head down this path through this fetid jungle for some time. It is difficult to really keep track of time. The one thing you notice is that you don't seem to be tired as you're moving through the jungle. You just seem, you don't know how long you've been doing it, but you feel like you could keep doing it. And so, every time you think about like, well, what if I step over here? You realize maybe I shouldn't step over here because I may get off the path and this could be problematic. It's clear to the natural people here again that this isn't really natural. You know, even if this is a poison jungles, that might be a natural thing, but the way that this works, this is not a natural way to move through a jungle. As you have proceeded some distance and some time, you kind of you sort of step out into a clearing. I'll reveal the clearing, or will I?
Come on, computer.
I will not reveal the clearing. You cannot see the clearing.
All right, well. It was fun, everybody. Guess we all died in the jungle.
Let's try that. Wait a minute. I think I got it.
Hey.
Oh, hey,
We're-
clearing.
Yep. There is a clearing there.
There's a clearing.
Yep, with some stuff in it, maybe.
Yeah, so the you know, again, it's just kind of like there's you step out kind of this ring of trees, so you can move yourselves over there if you desire.
Is it we come out like here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I assumed we were like on the edge here.
No, so you're actually going to be at least to where the Farron put himself, because you got to get to that green area to get the clearing.
Oh, okay, got it. Got it.
One second.
And there's no bad things here, and it's nice and peaceful.
And here are the towers,
And
we
the
walk in,
towers, yep,
and there we go. And there's
Done.
a scroll of planar teleportation inside.
easy.
The hard part was just doing the checks. We
Yeah.
survived all.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I didn't expect Vale to be so good at it, you know, just so yeah, you step into this clearing, which you haven't seen any clearings as you've been progressing through this jungle, but you step into this clearing. You can tell that on the other side of the clearing there's just more jungle, and there's jungle all around. You're kind of looking in this clearing, you can finally see, like, you know, it's clear to the sky, so you can see silvery sky above you, and so you can see sort of over the tops of you know, these withered trees, and the mountains in the distance, they don't seem to have gotten any closer. They're still as far away as they were when you were on the beach. You know, okay. So yeah, that's the first thing that kind of stands out, is that, like, and you know, you feel like you've been walking for, you know, you feel like you've been walking for a couple hours. You know, like, you're like, if I took that many steps, I would have walked at least a couple hours somewhere. But you don't feel like anything in the distance has gotten any closer. But as you are standing there, you know, getting your bearings for a minute, and you're realizing that you're not, like I said, you're not even that tired. You don't really even feel that hungry. You know, you may be like, I just want to get something to eat because I just like want a cracker or something, but you don't feel hungry. All of a sudden, from the other side over here, you see like a thing. This guy. This thing that Wigbet remembers, like it's a gas spore.
I'm blasting it immediately.
So, okay, go ahead and blast it. Probably going to kill it. Yeah, so the spore just kind of appears from the other side. The Farron.
like it's entering from the other side of the forest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not just floating there.
No, like it's coming from the other side. The Farron hits it.
Oh, that's a hit.
Oh yeah. They're just big old bags of gas. Yeah, and so you hit it, and it just explodes and gas explodes in all directions. Somewhere, poor Grim rolls over in his grave.
I really like him.
But as the gas spore explodes, you see like the silhouette of a figure kind of walking through it. And the figure just kind of walks through the spore, and she appears. I mean, she walks through it and she comes to the other side. Hang on a second. And she looks like a very old, withered, bent over, hunched over woman. And she's standing there looking at you all and says, "What do we have here?"
Just travelers passing through.
Travelers passing through.
Yes, and what do we have here? Motioning back to her.
Travelers passing through. Passing through here. You must be quite lost.
No.
Should we ask her about the towers?
And you must be more than lost. Sorry, I'm
I think
looking
if you live here in this majestic forest.
Do what?
I take it you live here in this majestic forest.
I come here when it pleases me. I don't really like this picture, but I guess it's the picture I'll have to use.
Do you live on this island?
Island? Oh, I guess she is pretty old. My picture doesn't look old. All right. We'll put her there. Everybody zooms in on a picture immediately. What's she look like? Yeah, you gotta zoom in pretty close to see that picture. Actually, she's very old, but yeah. Here, I'll blow up. Yeah, there she is.
Oh, now she's giant.
Yep.
She's a giant old woman. There she is.
All right.
Okay.
So,
This should be fine.
Yeah.
When it pleases me, I live here, I believe is what you said.
Do you live?
Are you alive? Are you alive?
That's a fair question.
That's a good question.
Do you exist?
I'm certainly not dead. What is it you're truly here for?
We're looking for the towers.
Bill shakes his head and gives a light sigh.
The towers, you say? And which towers would those be?
Are
The
there
ones at midnight.
types of towers?
Well, I'm assuming you don't have an invitation.
No, but we do have business there.
If you had real business there, you wouldn't have come this way.
Shrugs.
What is real business?
Whatever it is you wish to trade with her or purchase from her. You said business.
Unfortunately, it is the only way we currently know, unless you want to provide a better way to get there.
Depends on where you're coming from.
He points back behind them.
You believe you came from that way?
Well, I know I just stepped out of here, so I know I came from a different way than where I am now.
So then you are under the belief that you are closer to where you want to be.
I have traveled.
But have you gotten anywhere?
That is yet to be determined. I assume at the end of my trip I will know.
Could you help us out and point us in the right direction?
I mean, things I could do. I can do a lot of things. Things I will do. That's. You haven't said what you're offering me in this business arrangement.
To get to the towers, what would it take to get to the towers?
You do know who is well, I shouldn't say she's in the tower. You do know who the towers belong to?
Yes.
And you are here to what? Tell me your story.
It would take quite a long time to tell our story, let alone all of them.
You probably have learned by now in this place, you have as much time as you need.
Do I recall how did time pass last time we were here?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no... Which, as you think about that, Wigbet, all of a sudden you're like, huh, that's probably why I'm not tired or hungry, because there's no time here.
Okay. We're here to stop her from spreading a disease.
Oh, so you are fools.
Probably.
Been called that often, yes.
Spreading a disease.
It's spread to our realm, and I think she plans to spread it to all realms.
Everyone make an insight check.
Is this Shar? Are we talking to Shar?
Probably.
Game over.
That's actually what my insight is for. Oh, not crap. Oh wow. Yeah, we are talking to Shar.
Yep.
At least we have an idea of or we have an idea of something.
The Farron missed it, but yeah, everybody else.
Behind him.
Yeah. So she went from very disinterested to she seems very interested all of a sudden, and you notice that like her, I guess her tone changed at mention of the disease. So you're here to stop this disease?
We are.
And how do you propose to do such a thing?
Apparently, it will be revealed to us.
When we get to the towers. In the towers.
And she's just going to tell you how to do this?
We were hoping to avoid her altogether. If there's a way to sneak in.
And I'm sorry, again, you are...
I never said who I was.
Yes, I was hoping you might now.
So, you wish to pass through my realm to go to the towers to stop the disease, as you name it.
Your realm.
Well, yes.
So who are you?
I am someone that, if you wish to pass through, you're going to have to do a little better job of bargaining.
What is it that you want?
Bargain with someone who seems to have quite a lot at your parent age. I would assume you have much of what you might already need. So what could we, simple travelers, possibly provide to get safe passage through your majestic forest?
I've got some treasures. Yeah. Yes. Region.
All your magic items. Give up all your magic items.
Gale doesn't really use these.
It's a really cool moonstone that I found. And here's my worm. He has 2 heads. Let's see here. Hi, worm. I just go through all like the weird treasures that I've gathered, and it's just cool looking stones. And I have something that glows, right? Did any of that make it out? Anything that glows, I picked it up.
Do you have some moss?
What's that?
Do you have any of that bioluminescent moss?
That's what I think I have. Yeah, I think I have some moss somewhere. Yeah, those are all my cool treasures.
That should do it.
Gale's question stands.
Does any of this interest you?
She actually grins, and it's an ugly grin, but she grins. Like,
We have gold. Do you like gold here? I actually don't have any, but they do.
I don't have any. Who are you talking about?
Oh, I forgot. I don't even know you guys. Nobody has all the gold left. Vale's got to have some gold. Look at
No.
No. He wouldn't.
so there's the. Do what?
I just said Val wouldn't be interested in money.
Nah, gold's too low. Yeah, it needs something
Heavy
better.
for the value.
Says so you wish to stop this disease. Where are you from again?
Emelis?
We came from Emelis.
In
What is an Emelis?
It is the material plane.
You are from the world.
We are.
This disease you speak of, it is bad.
Yes.
it makes you forget
And then kills you.
and then kills you.
And what?
And then it kills you.
It slowly works away your sanity until you can't tell what's real and what's not. And by the time your end comes, then there's nothing left of what was you.
We call it the Vanishing, but I've heard it called other names.
She reaches up and she rubs a old bony chin. The old night singer did it, did she?
Are you talking about Shar?
That is one name, yes.
You know her.
So she really did it.
You're friends with her?
Hmm.
Or just neighbors?
Now you wish to... You guys to do... How... If it's already happening, how are you going to be able to stop it?
Stop it from continuing.
You do not know how diseases work, then.
I know much of disease.
Tell me, what do you know about disease?
How it spreads, how to treat it, how to treat people with the symptoms of it if you do not have a cure, how to give the cure based on the symptoms.
So what's the cure?
There is no cure, but if you can prevent more from getting it, then that limits its impact.
Also, swimming in the sea will do it.
I don't think that is a cure.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that alleviates the symptoms. We would like a cure, but if the remainder of our lives can be spent trying to save others, then this is what we shall do.
Interesting. Very interesting. So, and she just actually starts, she like turns her back on you, and then you can hear her talking. And she's like looking around, but she's more just muttering, but she's doing it out loud. So the old night singer has figured out a way to do it. And she wasn't interested in my help. Interesting indeed.
She did get help.
She kind of turns back over her shoulder and looks.
As we understand it, she got help from Telona.
She smiles, and her form becomes a beautiful woman. Now, yes, tell me more about this Telona you speak of.
We're gonna die.
She
It's fine.
she moves gracefully and rather quickly, you'd imagine. She's there.
She has a high intelligence.
I mean, it seemed that she moved kind of quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Faster or slower than Efilas would have?
Much faster.
Well, she only had to go like 25 feet, so you know. Telona, you say?
Yes, a mistress of diseases, as we understand. I do not know much, I'm afraid. Do not know about my companions.
Disease is such a strong term.
It is, but this is the one provided to us.
Poison, the mistress of disease.
It's a relative, of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so at this point, like, to what degree could we make some type of assumption of who this woman might be?
I don't know. Would you like to make an assumption?
I'm going to make an insight.
I'm assuming.
That's going to help me with my assumption.
All right.
Wigbet does not pick up on it.
Yeah, I mean,
All right. I want to. Okay. So I don't know that he knows or has a sense of who this could be.
I mean, what does your insight tell you this is?
The insight hasn't told me anything. Just
No,
my
why
insight.
why did you roll the insight though?
I rolled the insight for Vale because
Yeah.
I don't know that he would start piecing that together.
I
And
mean,
potentially she is Talona or related to Talona in some capacity.
I don't think it's unreasonable for you to assume that.
Okay.
Her body language changed. She instantly changed into a beautiful young woman.
Yeah.
Mention of
She said this is her place and it's full of diseased plants.
Okay. As long as we're
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can connect dots.
Yeah.
But she said she didn't help.
Yeah, apparently Shard was
Didn't
able
want
to do it.
her help.
She also got some help from the mind flayers. The Illithid.
The illicit.
Yes.
There.
And a giant brain.
What did she? I mean, you said she did. She's not anymore.
We did destroy the brain. We had to go find it.
So you are not just travelers. You are intrepid adventurers.
We are
Scared of
what?
nothing.
I would not say of nothing.
Brave.
There are many things in these worlds to be afraid of,
There are.
but
So she did not seek your help in this?
The smile instantly vanishes.
And his smile goes on.
She did
Uh-huh.
once in your years, some time ago. But she and I did not see eye to eye.
What is it that you wished to see that she did not?
You say this, what did you call it? Vanishing?
yes,
This vanishing takes away your memory, your mind,
yes,
your sanity.
yes.
And then kills you.
Do you find this with any other maladies in your world?
Sometimes old people forget stuff, but that's just getting old.
And they don't shout prophecy as they
But
die.
no, generally, that's not normal. It's not really a disease. It's like we classify other ones.
So it's an abnormal thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
And would you not say, and she holds her hand out, and you see a vine kind of just kind of come out of the ground, and it blossoms for a second, and then and you see like a little yellow poof of clearly gas kind of filter, come out of it, and it just sort of wafts in the air for a minute and floats away. Would you not say that this is much more natural?
that is more natural than the vanishing. Yes,
If you were to stumble upon one of these and you were to breathe in, it's.
and you'll be affected by it.
Do you not have things in your world such as this?
We do.
Poison plants. Yes,
So would you not say that this is more natural?
that is more natural than the vanishing.
Now you see the dilemma. The part where we did not see eye to eye.
The vanishing is not a natural act, and so then you would not support it.
Disease and poison, as you say, is something that should be spread. She smiled organically, not through magic.
It should also be able to be treated, managed, like a forest.
Because if everything is dead, there can be no disease.
This is so.
It's a fair point.
So in disease, you see management. But what of poison?
What of poison?
They seem desperate to me.
Poison seems desperate to you?
No, it seems apart from disease.
It's natural.
It is natural, but it does not reach into the ecology of a place the way that the disease does. The disease decreases a population. The poison is applied for the purpose of destroying part of a population. Maybe by a hunter, if it's a snake.
But isn't also a snake just a natural creature that...
A snake is a predator looking for food.
And there is quite a difference between someone who stumbles upon a poison thorn or into a poison animal's home and disturbs it, as opposed to someone who takes that poison from where it naturally occurs and uses it against someone that would not otherwise encounter it. Just like with disease. Disease running its natural course is very different than someone imposing one on the world as a whole.
With the purpose of killing everyone in it.
Not just our world, though.
All worlds.
All places.
Us first. Me soon.
And now you see our disagreement.
So do you have a way to right this wrong and correct this imbalance? Or is she beyond you?
Yeah,
And this time the Farron's smiling.
there are things I choose to deal with and things I do not. In her place, she is beyond me. Just as if she came here, I would be beyond her.
Could you assist us at least in getting to her so we might...
So you can die?
We do
Possibly.
not wish to die this day or in this way, but we do wish to manage the vanishing.
I still haven't heard a plan besides go there.
Well, that's what the
I
prophecy...
have a plan beyond go there.
The prophecy
We do
says
not-
when we get there, we'll find out.
We wouldn't be here if we weren't a little bit desperate.
It's more of a gamble than a plan, really.
Hmm. Hmm. And what do I get out of this?
What do you want out of it?
Well, It's an unnatural disease. I think with a little tinkering, can make it a much more natural thing.
It would have the same symptoms, but
We need a certain domain change, if you will.
Is that creepy music part of the?
Yep. Starts playing when she says that.
a domain change. What does this mean?
Well, I mean, clearly we've discussed how unnatural the vanishing is. If it were under, say, sway of myself, we can make it a much more natural thing.
I think Wigbet finally gets
that.
that.
We would be able to manage it like any other natural disease.
Hold on, what'd you say, Wigbet?
Oh, is it that I think that's when I finally realize who this is. Oh.
Yeah, she presented herself like 16 different ways.
Sorry, what'd you say, Mike? Last thing.
I said, so if it were a natural disease, we would be able to manage it like other natural diseases, learn of it, find treatments for it, and live with it.
As you will.
But what if other diseases that have been created by practitioners of yours? Some diseases that run rampant and have no cure and kill those that are afflicted by it.
It's a shame.
That's my village.
Clearly you survived.
At a heavy price.
I found a cure somewhere.
I did not find a cure. I found a outlet, and there is one that may work against your purposes. Demon.
Oh, you made a deal with a demon.
Lord Franz.
So you didn't actually know you were making a deal with the demon.
I didn't.
He's quite the tricky one.
He holds my village, and they're under the affliction of a disease caused by your practitioners.
Wait, they're under a disease, but they're being held by him?
Yes.
So they're not dying then?
No, they're between.
Oh, see, you found a solution.
No, they've been in suffering for half a century.
But they're not dead. What is time anyway?
How exactly do you propose that we be able to provide that to you?
Probably just a sample. It's a little swab.
Gotta be through the nose and go all the way around.
That's right. That's right.
Then we're on our way. Easy.
Well,
Let her take
I
the
mean,
culture.
I assumed if you were just going to walk right up to the tower there that you had all this worked out ahead of time.
None of it.
Sorry.
But it sounds like you suppose there is some way to bring you something. Something that is either driving the disease or providing power for it to work unnaturally. That's what you are seeking to gain.
I just would like to have a means to channel it. A conduit, I suppose. I have no means to access it.
What would this conduit be?
Well, have you found things along the way that have allowed you to, I don't know, see this? Have you, I mean, in your destruction of the illithid, have you found things there?
Found things for what?
I mean, you were saying that in the battle against this Vanishing, that Shar was using the illithid for something or another. You didn't really say what. So, did you find any clues or things with the illithid?
They're using the illithid as a conduit. They're using the elder brain.
But the prophecy also speaks of people like they might be conduits. We lost one person. We fear maybe who they were looking for. We've lost more than one.
And one is being held by a follower of Shar.
Yeah, she may be here, for all we know.
Oh. That's...
She may be in the tower.
She is... Who, exactly?
Her name is Geralda.
Rather boring name. So that's the best you found, is that they have a Geralda?
Maybe.
This is, you don't seem like you can help me very much.
Well, it seems like to help you would be to provide power to bring equal destruction to our world.
But one is a very natural destruction. One that your friend there in the back says there's a cure for.
There's no cure for the Vanishing as it exists currently.
Right.
If it were a natural disease, then we may be able to cure it as we can cure natural diseases. And if it has no means to spread because we killed the elder brain, then how would this disease spread naturally without the elder brain to power it?
That would be for the future.
So we're trying to get to her towers, and you know where they are. Apparently, we assume. You know how
right
to
over
get there. And right, and we imagine that since she's the cause of this disease that we're all talking about, that there must be something to do with it in those towers. So you get us there, we deal with the tower, and then you can get in there and root around and see what you can find. And I'm sure there's something in there that will help you. I mean, your understanding of diseases is, of course, far beyond ours, so we do that part, and then you'll have access to what you need, right? Is that right? I don't really know what's going on.
That's pretty much the most of it.
It sounds right to me. It sounds good. Yeah.
There's also a supposedly a prism involved that, when broken, would spread her disease.
I thought the disease was already spread.
Yes, it's spreading, but prophecy speaks of a prism of light that, when broken, darkness covers everything.
Probably shouldn't let that happen then.
That I agree with you. Maybe that's the key that we're looking for in the tower, is this prism.
Well, that's the other part of this, is that we're trying to stop it before it becomes permanent and everywhere. At which point, well, I suppose it wouldn't be of much use to you anymore, would it?
No.
So if you help us stop it, then great. Win-win.
Still haven't heard what I'm getting out of this. Besides a promise from 5 individuals who I met not too long ago.
I mean, what can we offer other than the things we're carrying?
You've not asked for anything.
All we can offer is promises other than gold and treasures and the things we need. Would you like a copy of the prophecy?
I'm not interested in your prophecy. But
Got a backup? No. Okay.
Do you understand all the prophecy that you speak of?
Nope.
Has it come true?
A lot of it has.
Oh.
And I'll talk prophecy all day. So there's this part here about tell me when to stop. Now we're pretty sure.
I don't know. How much of the prophecy do you talk about?
I don't know. I am gonna try and avoid talking about the dragon head statue.
Good idea.
I'll avoid that bit.
What does it reference about the Towers of Midnight?
Oh yeah, right here. I actually don't have it yet.
But she might like that part.
So yeah, you might like this part. The towers crashing down, her towers channeling darkness, making the world forget. Towers with purple rings around them. The towers vanished, black sace, avoid. And then there's the bronze scales, but that's actually Blendeeth. Bronze scales, which she was a bronze dragonborn. And there's a hand missing 2 fingers. We know that was Chumali, and I'll go on and on. That we saw that happen, and there was pulsating, and that's actually how we got here. We went through the purple ring. And the conduit, there was an angel, and the angel died, and we had to go into the elephant colony, and I go on and on, and as much as you like. The prism, the light, and I skip over, and there's colors, blue, black, bronze. Is that right?
Perhaps we are a part of this prophecy and we don't know yet.
And Relda,
You will crash the
Hawkstone.
towers down. Would that not by itself be worth something to you?
So she takes your towers.
Hmm?
She takes your towers and destroys them.
They're not my towers.
You have towers?
They're her towers.
Oh, they're her towers?
And
And I assume they are, at least in part, the seat of her power. If they are destroyed, she loses some power? I imagine that is good for you.
it's advantages, of course.
And perhaps that is something we can offer.
Seems like she's stepped into your realm, and she doesn't belong there.
No, she stays out of my realm, and I generally stay out of hers.
But what if her realm weren't touching your realm?
You have no concept of this place, do you?
None.
We do not.
Does her disease afflict here yet?
No, it will not affect here.
Why?
because it is my realm.
And do you think that that will keep her from encroaching upon it?
I think she has. What's the expression I heard a mortal once say? Fish to fry. Than this realm. What would she want with the poison jungle anyway?
What does she want with our realm? Why doesn't she stick to her own?
Do you not know about Shar's darkness?
I've heard a bit.
Shar and Salune and the great battles over light and blah, 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 blah. I agree, it's not a very good story.
So, destroying towers. Does that interest you?
Still not sure how destroying towers is going to transfer what I desire.
Well, why don't you travel with us?
Because I'm not a fool?
It's fair.
We don't know how to transfer great magic power to a powerful person. This is beyond us.
Or at least beyond our knowledge. If you could help us understand how to do this, perhaps it can be done. And either way, you will get these fools out of your forest.
I don't know, it's rather nice to have someone to talk to.
And it is nice that the first person we meet actually wants to talk.
I've got a talking doll. See? I'll say something. Do you want this?
Reprogram it into a ritual caster.
You can make it say anything you want.
That is great. So, well, tell you what. If you can do a few things for me, I will, within reason, provide you the means to get to your death.
Did she say your death?
Yeah, your death.
That's fair.
I mean, if we could be a bit more explicit and say the towers, then perhaps we could come to an accord.
I will take you to the borders of her realm. From there, it is on you.
Well, what can we humble travelers do for you?
Well, first, I need to know that you are up for this task. Because if you are really going to do as I ask, you've got to wield a certain amount of, what's the word used? Power. So, don't take this offensively. But I need to test you. And she vanishes.
Yes.
And then things start
Reaction wall of fire.
appearing from the ground,
Yeah.
which we will see next time.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
Things pop out of the ground.
That's good. It's just a test.
Yeah.
A nice harmless test.
Yeah.
Tester.
Yeah.
That'll be easy.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty easy. Like,
Yeah. Nice. That was good.
Cool. Well, all
I
right.
mean, you'll have back next time just in time to kill everything. So
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was considering just saying like, oh, what if you just like if you just had somebody with the disease, you could just study it, right? Why don't you take this turtle guy? Hey, welcome back, guys. So about Gus, we gave him to a god so she could dissect him. I guess I don't know.
Right. So you
Hope
got 2
that's
weeks to make a new character.
okay.
Yeah.
use Tasha's. We want to see the new book stuff. So
That's right.
Yep.
It's a tome of everything, so find everything.
Yep. There'll be something good in
We
there.
need a level 9 character that doesn't have more than 2 levels in any class.
Done.
Go.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will be back in 2 weeks. Find out what happens with all these things popping out of the ground and if we can pass Alona's test.
And next week, we're going to learn a new game.
That's right.
Yeah. So
called Scion by White Wolf.
Yeah.
From not that long ago. How old is this game? Is not old.
This version.
This version's brand new. The second edition. First edition was at least 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That it came out.
I always think of White Wolf as like a 90s game.
I mean, yeah. They were sort of they were big in the that first round of like vampire, werewolf, mage.
Hunter.
That was all Hunter, all very, very 90s.
Yeah, and Scion did come out much later, but yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I think are we gonna stream
So-
that? Well, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. We're
if
going
we-
to do some character creation and play around with how we can roll some dice.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to watch us make characters in the game?
I don't know. Like,
We can record it and find out.
yeah, I mean, maybe if we're live next week, it'll be us chatting and hanging out and making characters, which will either be, I don't know, who knows what it will be. Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. We'll see if we
That's
go
what
live
we-
with it.
We're
But
not
if we,
judging.
but if we are live, and you can just come hang out and
Help give character suggestions.
yeah, I'll chat with you.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you in Twitch chat, and you can make decisions for our characters.
yeah.
Just turn it over to you and let you decide what we're going to
I'm
play.
down with that.
Yeah, I mean, if I can't think of anything, I'll just be like, hey, well, everybody, tell me your suggestions. So maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, tune in next week? Question mark.
Yeah.
And
We can do Mad Lib's character creation.
it'll be great. Phil, I need a
Yeah.
so yeah, and then like I said, in 2 weeks we'll be back with more D&D. So thanks everybody for hanging out, and we will see you next time. Night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.